Hello everyone, it's Sup Mama and Mr. Pump Action again with an episode of Modern Warfare 2. Issues.
Get together, man. Get together.
Right, on this one we're just going to take two weapons each that personal pet hates, and one will attack them and then the other one defends, really.
Though sometimes I will admit that I agree with you.
Yeah, okay. Right, well, I'm going
for the purpose of a balanced argument.
Oh, yeah, and to balance it really, I'll start, because I'm pro. I'm going to throw out the UMP as a wild card, you might say. And I'm just going to say that it's retardedly accurate and overpowered, and the extensive magazine really puts salt on the wound, to be honest. The fact that you can get it at such a low level, you can combine it with lightweight and it's still just as powerful, and you can move superiorly, extremely fast with that gun, making it very difficult to aim with anything. I mean, what have you got to counter that?
Well, I guess really all I've got to counter all that with is one of your arguments against it, the fact you can get it at a really low level. So it's available to everyone, and I will admit that maybe it is a little bit too accurate sometimes in some places, but it's just like every other submachine gun. You move faster with it because you're supposed to be, a lighter, more close range class.
Yeah.
And I'll be fair that the UMP does excel at hip firing and spraying, especially with steady aim. And that's kind of what it's supposed to be able to do. It's just with the red dot sight, your red dot sight gives you a lot more pinpoint accuracy. But it does with everything. All the other submachine guns, I don't know if you've ever used them or anything, but a lot of the other submachine guns, you can still, if you fire in the right way, the UMP is really not that accurate if you use it wrong. You can shoot really far with it if you just tap, and that's one thing I've found, especially if you single shot people with it, it's really, really accurate, which I guess is fair enough, because you don't want to be completely useless at long range.
Yeah.
But most of the time, the assault rifles will shoot you down at range, and they're not all that bad in close quarters anyway, so you've got to argue that the UMP has to find a place.
Okay, I suppose you got me on that one. What about you? You've got a weapon that's pet hate?
I'd have to say that the RPD is one that I hate, mostly because it is a light machine gun with a massive clip, which actually can two-shot you from a good 100 meters, something like that. And with a red dot sight, it is stupidly accurate on me. It's just, I always find that I get cut down by it, even if I spot him first and I'm shooting at him, he can turn and spray across me, and it will cut me down like nuts. I just find it to be far too powerful at any range.
Well, do you not think that as a light machine gun, big gun and all, that it's designed to be that powerful? I mean, you're not going to get hit by it and carry on running, are you? So,
no, that's true.
And also the fact that I think a lot of the light machine guns are vastly underrepresented on this game, particularly the higher ended ones rather than the RPD and I think it's LA6, is it? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Those two are really the only viable light machine guns, and I think that the odd couple of people using it to its full advantage isn't really an issue. Granted, I'll give you a couple of things with it, that running around with it really shouldn't work, and silencing it is just gay. That's my only hate against it, really. Apart from that, I don't see much problem with it, really.
In all honesty, I will agree that it's not the most common thing I get killed by. I guess that people that use it, I always seem to get mown down by it, but I guess that's just the people that use it well, so, I can't really argue anyway, because I have no real proof that it's overpowered or anything like that, do I? So, just my experience.
Alright then, well...
You got another one for me?
I do. The ACR. A lot of things about this, really. Apart from the fact that you unlock it quite late, how accurate do you need it to be? How powerful do you need it to be? And when it's silenced, it's still just as powerful. Vastly overused, vastly easy to use, very noob-friendly, I might say. And I just think overall, they could have done with a little bit more recoil on that gun.
Yeah, I will agree that the recoil is there. It actually is just absent for some odd reason. But I find that gun isn't, you know, as powerful as, you know, you believe. What you don't realise most of the time is with the ACR, it fires really fast.
Yeah. And
it actually uses most of its clip to kill people. Which, you know, it's maybe not that brilliant in close range, but by long range it doesn't really matter. Because most of the time you'll kill them and that'll be your threat gone. So you won't need your ammo to reload. You know, but it's just the ACR is basically an accurate assault rifle at long range. It's a long range assault rifle, but it's a long range automatic one instead of like the M16 and the FAMAS and the FAL, for example, the burst single shot ones, which people tend to associate with long range. It's just a good answer to long range confrontations with a automatic weapon.
Yeah, I suppose. Right, do you have any others?
I'm just gonna, you know, throw it out there. I bloody hate the AK-47. Now, I find it I will admit that I said to Si and a lot of other people that when we first got the game that I find it weird that the AK-47 was the 70 top unlock. It seemed a bit strange to me, you know, because it was, you know, one of the first guns you got on COD 4, wasn't it?
It was closest to that.
And it seemed a bit weird. But then, you know, when it appeared and I started getting killed by it, I realised why. Because it's bloody powerful. I used it myself when I got it at 7 on the first. And I won every confrontation, even if I didn't start firing first, because I could turn round and unleash, and people just drop to that gun. And I find fair enough that the power is there. Okay, it has power, but I can get properly sniped by it as well with the same retarded power. I find a lot of other guns seem to lack power when you're shooting at range. So
yeah,
I mean, what you want to say to that?
Well, I agree with most of that. I'll give you it, but on the contrary, throwing out the vocab, it's a level 70 gun. I mean, you don't pick that shit up easily. It's 70 old levels to get to it.
Fair game though.
You'd expect something powerful, and to be honest, the recoil on it, granted if you're semi-shot and the people just don't move for some reason, you can snipe people with it, but for the recoil that it's got in comparison to a lot of the lower level guns, it's really not that big of an issue. I haven't seen a lot of it. As you did, I used it for a bit and I really loved it, but in a good way, not in a way that it was retardedly overpowered. So yeah, I think the fact that it's got the recoil there, it's got a slow rate of fire, to be honest, in comparison to other guns, and it's a high level weapon. I mean, that's all I can really say about it.
I will say, in all fairness, it really should hit that hard if you're going anywhere, you know, if you're even feigning on realism here.
Yeah.
It should hit that hard because it's, what is it, I can't remember what it is, it's a higher caliber bullet than most of the assault rifles. But then again, the accuracy is the problem I have. The problem I have with it. But then again, you've got to argue that why would you put it in a gun if you can't get anything? Yeah. I don't know, do I really have a leg to stand on here?
I guess that sort of sums it up really. That's just a few of the weapons. Comment on any that...
Actually, I'll just throw one more thing in here.
Go on.
That it's not really a hate against the Barrett here, it's just against some of the things that it's used for.
Ooh. Go on.
It's kind of partly with this argument of kind of realism or whatever, you know, maybe keeping slightly to the boundaries of life, but the fact that some people and some people will do this solely throughout the entire game with it, they will actually walk up to you and unleash the 10-bullet clip.
Hyperactive ZZIR Grizz. Go into town. Yeah.
The only problem I have with that, well, it's just stupid, really. I mean, the recoil you would get with that would snap your arm like a twig.
Yeah, true that. Anyway,
it's just that.
I'm going to have to interrupt you. You're running out of time there. Yeah, if you guys have got any guns that you want to debate, comment. Please rate this video. Please subscribe. And we'll catch you guys on the flip-flop.
Flip side.
Yes.
What are you doing?
You know, fucking endings are just getting shitter and shit. Anyway, see you guys later.